is consideration of negotiation proposal, which is also included in your packet. We have discussed this several times. Are there any further questions, or is there any further discussion?
Everybody knows how I feel, so I'm stuck where I said to begin with. I don't agree with the 2.99. I agree with the 2.66 and the days of the sick leave the way it was written here. But my justification was in the information I supplied to everybody. I'm not saying that nobody is worthy of a 2.99. I'm saying we need to establish a standard. We can't go back from years in the past to see where we came up with that standard. I mean, if we just come up with, what are we going to be doing next year? We're going to be sitting here the same thing. How did we come up with 2.99? What did we go off of? What did we base it on?
See, next year we can straighten that out, though, Brian.
I understand.
I know you do.
I understand exactly.
I agreed with you to begin
Yep.
with, but then we had to get the ball rolling.
Not only that, it's called negotiations for a reason. It's called negotiations because you have to work with each other. And in my understanding, and for when they were unionized, they came to the point of view that if they could work together, it would be better for both parties, and to come to some agreement, because the working relationships between the workers and everyone else were better after that discussion was had and that took place. And they were very open in their conversation about that. So
I wasn't there for that.
right, so I think that's why we came to that understanding with them that day.
What happens if we don't? If we, as a council, decided no on this?
I guess we go back to the table again.
So you sat on that committee, didn't you, Jim? What's your impressions? Or
No, I'm somewhere between Brian and, they did come down. It's like I would agree with Barb, it was a negotiation. And we come up a little and they come down some. And we decided on it. I think next year we'll be better prepared to know more about it. You know, we're all rookies yet, half of us here, 3/5 of us, so first time around.
If I could interject that it is subject to council approval, but at that meeting, we sort of came to an agreement. And I think
Was the agreement to present it to the council?
we said it would have to go to the council, yes.
But I think the committee did propose that and they did
Yes.
accept.
Yes, we did accept that. Not myself, but the rest of the committee as well. And it's kind of like going back on your word, I don't know. It's not for me to
The
decide,
council's
but
never gone against it in the past. Whatever the recommendation is, usually the council goes along with it. Not Brian, though. I mean, not everybody's always in agreement. It's just...
I understand. I know there's some people that disagree.
I do too.
People
It's okay.
disagree.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
It's
not,
okay.
by all means, I am not saying, and I will sit here and say that I am not saying that any city employee is overpaid.
See, that's
I
a
said
comment I
they're
made.
compensated fairly. I will not say they're overpaid.
Yeah.
And it's to the understanding that they are on the higher end, but I will not make a statement to say that they're overpaid. I will not. But I do not have any justification in front of me to go over a 2.82, which is what the annual average was for last year comparative to 2006. And our region, that average was 2.66. But 2.82 was the national average.
I guess the reason I went kind of verbally with them is that one thing, we are sending a signal that's less than 3, which, you know, like buying a car. And if you would look at 0.17%, you're probably talking $25, $30 employee. I guess good faith bargaining, that's why I decided to go with that way.
That's fine.
Are we ready to make a motion? Could I call for a motion, please?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Call for a vote?
Councilman Muscat,
No.
Rennie,
Yes.
Frederick,
Yes.
Hampton.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you, and thank you, everybody, for your work on this.
It was work.
It was.
What was the motion? You just said, so moved.
Okay, the motion was to accept
The
the
2.9.
2.99, and,
Here's a copy of the sheet.
Right.
sorry. The negotiations team have agreed to the following terms. A cost of living increase of 2.99. After an employee has accumulated their maximum 120 days of sick leave, they are eligible for the following benefit. In any given fiscal year, if an employee does not use any sick leave between July 1st and December 31st, that employee receives 1 day of personal time. That same benefit applies to the period between January 1st and June 30th. If the employee's bank is already at the maximum capacity of 60 hours, this benefit will be forfeited.
Did you get all that, Dale?
Okay, moving on. Any other questions, Dale?